Ladies and gentlemen, today I come before you with a message that is both urgent and necessary. In this world we live in, where the light and the dark wrestle for dominion over the hearts of men, there is wisdom in keeping some things hidden. There is wisdom in knowing what to share and what to guard. There is wisdom in understanding that not all who listen to your story have your best interests at heart. We live in an age where people are quick to reveal everything about themselves. They open their hearts to strangers. They expose their dreams to the envious, struggles to those who have no intention of helping them. And then they wonder why disappointment follows, why betrayal cuts so deeply, why their path is fraught with obstacles they never foresaw. It is because they have not learned the art of discretion. My friends, do you not know that even the wisest of men understood the need for secrecy? Do you not see that the strongest warriors never reveal their battle plans to the enemy? A king does not announce his weaknesses to rival nations. A shepherd does not tell the wolves where his sheep sleep. A builder does not expose the flaws in his foundation to those who would seek to destroy his work. And yet, how often do we, in our innocence or in our pride, reveal too much to those who would use that very knowledge against us? Some people are not meant to know your plans. Some are not meant to hear your dreams. Some are not meant to understand the depths of your pain or the heights of your joy. Not everyone claps when you win. Not everyone mourns when you fall. Some will smile in your face and carry daggers in their hearts. Some will listen to your words not with love, but with curiosity, waiting for the right moment to twist them against you. I tell you, guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your dreams. The world is filled with voices, some speaking truth, others whispering deception. The enemy has agents everywhere, and many of them disguise themselves as friends. The person who asks about your plans today may be the same one who ruins them tomorrow. The one who listens to your struggles today may be the very one who laughs at your downfall when the storms come. There is power in silence. There is strength in discretion. There is wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to hold your tongue. The greatest battles are won not only by those who fight with courage, but by those who know when to remain silent. A man who controls his tongue is a man who controls his destiny. A man who speaks too soon is like a city with no walls, vulnerable, exposed, easily conquered. The scriptures remind us that even the Lord himself moves in ways that are beyond our understanding. He does not reveal his full plan all at once. He does not lay bare the mysteries of heaven to those who would trample them underfoot. He works in silence in the secret places, in ways that confound the wisdom of men. And so should we. Think about Joseph, my friends. He was a young man with a vision, with a dream given to him by God. But in his excitement, in his innocence, he shared his dream with those who could not understand it. He told his brothers how he would one day rise above them, how he would stand in a place of honor. But instead of rejoicing with him, they were filled with jealousy. Instead of supporting him, they plotted against him. They threw him into a pit, sold him into slavery, and thought they had destroyed his destiny. But what they meant for evil, God turned for good. Joseph's story teaches us an important lesson. Not everyone can handle what God has placed inside of you. Not everyone can rejoice in the vision he has given you. Some will mock it, some will despise it, some will try to destroy it. And if you are not careful, if you share too much too soon, you may find yourself in a pit of despair, wondering how those you trusted could turn against you. But even in the pit, even in the prison, Joseph remained faithful. He learned the power of silence. He learned the power of patience. He learned that not every dream needs to be announced. Not every blessing needs to be broadcast. And in time, in God's perfect time, he was lifted up, not by the hands of men, but by the hand of God himself. Some of you are struggling today because you have spoken too soon. Some of you have shared your plans with the wrong people. Some of you have allowed the wrong voices into your life. And now you wonder why doors have closed, why dreams seem delayed, why the weight of discouragement hangs heavy upon you. I tell you today, do not despair. Do not be discouraged. There is still time to move wisely. There is still time to walk with discernment. There is still time to let your silence become your strength. Silence is not weakness. Discretion is not fear. It is wisdom. It is understanding that the greatest moves of God often happen in the hidden places. The roots of a tree grow deep in the soil before the branches ever touch the sky. A child is formed in the womb in the secrecy of the unseen, before he is ever held in his mother's arms. The greatest works of art, the greatest achievements, the greatest victories, many of them are prepared in silence before they are ever revealed. So I say to you today, move in silence. Work in silence. Grow in silence. Let your success speak for itself. Let your victories announce themselves in due time. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. You do not need to justify your dreams to those who cannot see what God has placed in your heart. You do not need to explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. The enemy works through information. He cannot destroy what he does not know. He cannot attack what he cannot see. The more you speak, the more you give him weapons to use against you. The more you reveal, the more you make yourself a target. But when you move with wisdom, when you walk with discretion, when you guard your words, you protect what is precious. You safeguard your destiny. You allow God to move without interference. My friends, be careful, be wise, be discerning. Not everyone needs access to your life. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone should hear the secrets of your heart. Speak when it is necessary. Share with those who are truly for you. But above all, trust in the Lord. Let him be your guide. Let him be your protector. Let him be the one who reveals what needs to be revealed in his perfect time. And when you do, you will find peace. You will find strength. You will find that the burdens of life become lighter because you are no longer carrying the weight of unnecessary words. You will walk with confidence, knowing that your destiny is secure, not in the hands of men, but in the hands of the Almighty. My friends, I tell you again, there is a time to speak and a time to be silent. There is a time to share and a time to withhold. There is a time to step forward and a time to wait upon the Lord. But so many rush ahead, so many lay bare the depths of their soul before those who do not cherish them, and then they wonder why trouble comes upon them like a flood. The world we live in is not a world where everyone will celebrate you. The world we live in is filled with those who wear masks, who pretend to rejoice with you while secretly harboring resentment. It is filled with those who listen to your words not to understand, but to use them against you. It is filled with those who wait for the moment when they can take what you have and make it their own. And so I say to you, be wise, be careful, be vigilant. Do you not see that even in nature, the most powerful creatures do not announce their presence? The eagle soars high in the sky, unseen by its prey, watching, waiting, moving with precision. The lion crouches in the tall grass, silent, patient, knowing that a single moment of reckless movement could cost it the hunt. The serpent moves quietly along the ground, unnoticed until it strikes. And yet we who are called to walk in wisdom, we who are called to be discerning, often speak too soon, reveal too much, and expose ourselves to unnecessary harm. Some of you have been betrayed by those you trusted because you did not recognize the difference between an acquaintance and a confidant. Some of you have lost opportunities because you spoke before the time was right. Some of you have seen your dreams delayed, not because they were impossible, but because you shared them with people who did not believe in you, who discouraged you, who planted seeds of doubt in your heart. And now you wonder why you feel stuck, why you feel lost, why the road ahead seems unclear. My friends, hear me. There are some things that must remain between you and God. There are some prayers that must be whispered in secret. There are some plans that must be laid before him alone, not before men who do not understand the vision he has placed within you. For even in Scripture, we see that when God moves, he often moves in silence. He does not reveal his full plan all at once. He works behind the scenes, preparing, shaping, refining until the appointed time. When the children of Israel marched around the walls of Jericho, they were commanded to be silent. They were told not to speak, not to make a sound, not to announce their intentions. And why? Because the victory was already assured. The battle was already won. Their words were not needed. Their explanations were unnecessary. It was their obedience, their faith, their silence that prepared the way for the walls to fall. Some of you are trying to explain yourself to those who will never understand. Some of you are trying to justify your dreams to those who were never meant to walk the path with you. Some of you are waiting for the approval of men when you already have the approval of God. And I tell you today, stop seeking validation from those who were never meant to see what God is doing in your life. Stop revealing your plans to those who will only seek to destroy them. Stop allowing the wrong voices to influence your steps. The enemy is listening. He is watching. He is waiting. And every word you speak, every detail you reveal, every secret you share, he stores away, looking for the moment when he can use it against you. But when you walk in silence, when you move with wisdom, when you guard your words, you strip him of his weapons. You remove his ability to attack what he cannot see. You take away his power over your life. Think about Nehemiah. He had a vision, a burden placed upon his heart by God. He knew that the walls of Jerusalem needed to be rebuilt. He saw the destruction, he felt the call, but he did not rush to announce his plans. He did not gather a crowd and declare what he was going to do. No, the Bible tells us that he went out at night in secret, inspecting the walls, praying, preparing, moving in silence. And only when the time was right did he reveal the plan. Only when the foundation was secure did he speak. And because of his wisdom, the work was completed despite the opposition, despite the enemies who tried to stop him. Some of you need to take a lesson from Nehemiah. Some of you need to stop talking and start building. Some of you need to stop explaining and start working. Some of you need to stop seeking approval and start walking in the confidence that if God has called you, if he has given you a vision, he will bring it to pass in his perfect time. But hear me, my friends, this is not about fear. This is not about hiding in the shadows. This is about wisdom. This is about understanding that the most powerful moves are often made in silence. The greatest victories are often won in the unseen. The deepest roots grow where no one can see. And when the time comes, when the work is finished, when the preparation is complete, then and only then will the world see what God has been doing in your life. You do not need to announce every step. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone. You do not need to justify your journey. Move in silence, walk with wisdom, trust in God, and watch as he leads you into the destiny he has prepared for you. And what about the people who demand to know everything about you? What about the ones who push, who pry, who insist on being included in every part of your life? I tell you, be careful, be discerning. Not everyone who asks has good intention. Not everyone who listens is a friend. Some only want to know so they can gossip. Some only want to be close so they can sabotage. Some only want access so they can manipulate. And yet, many of you have opened your hearts too easily. You have shared too much, too soon. You have trusted too quickly, and now you bear the scars of that mistake. But do not be discouraged. Do not let past betrayals make you bitter. Instead, let them make you wiser. Learn from them. Grow from them. Move forward with new understanding. A house is not built in a day. A foundation is not laid in a moment. And so it is with your life. Step by step, day by day, you are being shaped, prepared, strengthened. Do not rush the process. Do not expose what is still in the making. Move in silence. Walk in wisdom. And when the time is right, when God has completed the work, then, and only then, will the world see what he has done. And by then, my friends, it will be too late for your enemies to stop it. It will be too late for the doubters to hinder you. It will be too late for the naysayers to discourage you, because the work will already be finished. The doors will already be open. The victory will already be won. So I say again, guard your heart. Guard your words. Guard your plans, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Not because you doubt, but because you trust in the timing of the Lord. Keep some things between you and God. Keep some dreams in the secret place. Keep some victories quiet until the time comes for them to be revealed. My friends, I urge you once more, do not be quick to reveal the depths of your soul to those who have not earned your trust. Do not be so eager to share your plans, your struggles, your victories with those who do not walk with you in truth. Many of you have experienced the pain of misplaced trust, the sorrow of betrayal, the sting of broken confidence. And yet, time and time again, you open the doors of your heart to those who were never meant to hold the keys. Look around you. Look at the world we live in. People are watching, listening, waiting. Some watch with admiration, but many watch with envy. Some listen with love, but many listen with the intent to twist your words, to use them against you, to bring you harm. And yet so many walk as though all are friends, as though all are allies. So many speak as though every listener is trustworthy. And then they wonder why their plans fail, why their dreams are crushed, why they face battles they never anticipated. My friends, it is because they did not move in wisdom. There is a time to speak and a time to remain silent. There is a time to share and a time to withhold. There is a time to act and a time to wait. But the foolish do not understand this. They pour out their hearts to strangers. They speak of their hopes to those who despise them. They reveal their weaknesses to those who seek to exploit them. And then they cry out in confusion when trouble comes upon them. Do you not see? The strongest warriors do not reveal their battle strategies. The wisest kings do not expose their plans before they are carried out. The most skilled builders do not speak of their blueprints to those who wish to tear down their work. And yet, how often do we lay bare our souls before those who were never meant to hold our secrets? Think of Samson, a man of great strength, chosen by God, set apart for a purpose. And yet, what was his downfall? It was not the Philistines. It was not the strength of his enemies. No, my friends, his downfall came because he revealed too much to the wrong person. He told Delilah the secret of his strength. He exposed what should have been kept hidden. And what happened? He was betrayed. He was captured. He was weakened. His strength was taken from him not because he lacked power, but because he lacked wisdom in whom he trusted. Some of you have been weakened, not because you lacked potential, not because you were incapable, but because you spoke to the wrong people. You revealed what should have remained hidden. You entrusted your secrets to those who had no business knowing them. And now you find yourself wondering how you fell so hard, how you lost so much, how you ended up in a place of brokenness. But I tell you, my friends, it is not too late. God is merciful. God is a restorer. Even when we have been foolish, even when we have spoken when we should have been silent, He can redeem. He can rebuild. He can strengthen us again. But we must learn. We must walk in wisdom. Joseph learned this lesson the hard way. When he was young, he had a dream, a vision given by God. But he spoke too soon. He told his brothers, not realizing the jealousy that burned in their hearts. He shared what should have been kept between him and God. And because of his words, he was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, cast into prison. Not because God had abandoned him, but because he had revealed too much before the appointed time. Some of you are in a pit today because you spoke too soon. Some of you are facing battles because you shared too much. Some of you have been delayed in your purpose because you trusted the wrong people. But I tell you, God is not done with you yet. If you will learn, if you will walk in wisdom, if you will guard your words and trust in His timing, He will lift you up. He will restore what has been lost. He will fulfill the plans He has for you despite the setbacks, despite the betrayals, despite the delays. But you must learn, my friends. You must understand that not everyone who smiles in your face has good intentions. Not everyone who asks about your life truly cares. Some only want information so they can use it against you. Some only want access so they can find a way to bring you down. Some only want to be close so they can steal what God has given you. Look at the life of Jesus. He walked among many. He healed multitudes. He taught crowds. But He did not entrust Himself to all. He knew what was in the hearts of men. He chose His inner circle carefully. Even among the 12, there were only 3 He brought to the Mount of Transfiguration. Even among those closest to Him, there was one who betrayed Him. And yet, He moved with wisdom. He fulfilled His purpose. He did not allow the betrayal of one to stop the mission He was sent to complete. And so I ask you today, who have you allowed into your inner circle? Who have you entrusted with the treasures of your heart? Who have you given access to your plans, your dreams, your struggles? Are they truly for you? Do they truly walk with you in truth? Or have you unknowingly allowed the wrong people to hold the keys to your life? My friends, I do not say these things to make you fearful. I do not say these things to make you distrustful of all, but I say them to awaken wisdom within you, to help you see that discretion is not weakness. Silence is not cowardice. Keeping certain things between you and God is not a lack of faith. It is wisdom. It is understanding that the greatest moves are often made in the unseen. The greatest victories are often won before the battle is even fought. The greatest achievements are often prepared in silence before they are revealed to the world. Some of you are being called to move in silence. Some of you are being called to build in the unseen. Some of you are being called to step away from those who do not have your best interests at heart. And though it may be difficult, though it may feel lonely, I tell you, it is for some of you have been praying for a breakthrough. But God is waiting for you to stop talking about it and start moving in wisdom. Some of you have been asking for doors to open, but God is waiting for you to learn the power of discretion. Some of you have been facing attack after attack, but God is waiting for you to recognize that your words have been giving the enemy access to your plans. Do you not see? The enemy cannot fight what he cannot see. He cannot attack what he does not know. He cannot destroy what has been kept hidden in the secret place with God. But when you expose your dreams too soon, when you share your plans with the wrong people, when you reveal what should have remained hidden, you give him the opportunity to interfere. Some of you have lost battles not because you were not strong enough, not because you were not capable, but because you spoke too soon. Some of you have faced setbacks, not because God was not with you, but because you revealed too much before the time was right. But I tell you, my friends, it is not too late. If you will learn, if you will grow, if you will begin to walk in wisdom, God can still bring forth his plans in your life. If you will begin to move differently, to speak with intention, to guard the treasures he has placed within you, he can still bring you into the destiny he has prepared for you. But you must make the choice. You must decide to be wise. You must choose to move in silence. You must understand that your purpose is too great to be shared with just anyone. Your calling is too important to be placed in the hands of those who do not value it. Your destiny is too significant to be exposed before the appointed time. Trust in God. Trust in his timing. Trust that what he has for you will come to pass. But walk in wisdom, move with discretion, guard your words, and when the time is right, when the work is complete, when the foundation is secure, then the world will see what God has been doing in your life. And by then, it will be too late for the enemy to stop it. Too late for the doubters to hinder you. Too late for the naysayers to discourage you. Because the work will already be finished. The doors will already be open. The victory will already be won. My friends, I urge you once more, be careful with your words, be careful with your plans, be careful with the treasures God has placed in your heart. The world is filled with those who listen not to support you, but to use what you say against you. There are those who smile in your presence but scheme behind your back. There are those who act like friends but are wolves in disguise. And if you are not discerning, if you are not careful, you will find yourself facing battles that could have been avoided. How many dreams have been destroyed because they were shared too soon? How many blessings have been delayed because they were spoken of before the appointed time? How many have faced unnecessary struggles simply because they gave away too much information to the wrong people? I tell you, it is time to move differently. It is time to protect what God has given you. It is time to walk with wisdom. Some of you are called to greatness, but your downfall has been your inability to remain silent. You announce every step before you take it. You reveal every thought before it is fully formed. You trust too easily. You speak too freely. And because of this, you give the enemy access to what should have been kept between you and God. But today you have the opportunity to change. Today you have the chance to walk in wisdom. Today you can choose to move in silence. Look at those who have succeeded, those who have risen above, those who have accomplished great things. They did not announce every move before it was made. They did not reveal their strategies before they were complete. They worked in the hidden place. They moved in silence. They allowed their actions to speak louder than their words. And because of this, they prevailed. You too can prevail. You too can walk in victory. You too can fulfill your purpose, but you must learn discretion. You must learn patience. You must learn to guard what has been entrusted to you. And when the time is right, when the work is complete, when God says it is time to be revealed, nothing and no one will be able to stop what he has prepared for you. The doors will open, the blessings will flow, and your enemies will have no choice but to watch as God's plan unfolds in your life. My friends, the wisdom of discretion is a gift that protects, a shield that guards, and a path that leads to fulfillment without unnecessary battle. The power of silence is not weakness but strength, not fear but wisdom. When we learn to move in patience, when we learn to trust in God's timing, rather than seeking validation from those around us, we position ourselves for the fullness of his blessings. Do not allow your own words to become the weapon that delays your destiny. Do not let misplaced trust invite unnecessary struggles into your life. Walk in wisdom. Move with purpose. Guard what God has placed in you until the time is right. And when that time comes, when the doors open and his promises unfold, no enemy, no betrayal, and no opposition will be able to stand against what he has ordained. What God has prepared for you will come to pass, and the world will see the greatness of his plan revealed in your life.